Maybe that's the reason why my freaking camera looks odd because it didn't last week.
You got it now.
The set, everything looks a little bit different. So, all right, everybody. So welcome to our team call. I want you guys to also welcome Sally. She's a new coach, so don't scare her off.
Too late for that.
I'm actually having a getting started right with her tomorrow. So a lot of this, like I mentioned to you, Sally, might sound like you're not sure what we're talking about, but I think it's okay for you kind of to get a sense of what we do. And then tomorrow, definitely, I'm sure you'll have tons of questions.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So let me just see, this looks different to me, but okay. Share the screen. And we'll go ahead and start, and just make sure that, you share the link. I'll provide you guys with the link after the call so you can share this with your team. So I wanted to have this call because it's super, super important as a team for us to be on the same page as much as possible. And my topic today is I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about what it means to be an elite team. Now, I know that for most of us here, you all know that we were an elite team back in 2016, right? Things have changed. What they're going to do now is they're going to recognize, instead of recognizing you for 2017, like if we hit elite in 2017, they're not going to recognize us as a 2017 elite team. That's why it says 2018 here. I didn't do a typo or anything. They've changed that now as opposed to recognizing you for the previous year. So now I know that a lot of us might be thinking, well, what is an elite team? I want you to really open up your mind, and I'm just going to give you a really quick breakdown, but this call is really not about like what it is exactly. I would say that if you want more information, make sure that you connect with your upline. There's FAQs, like very specific, details about what it entails in terms of being an elite coach, an elite team. But basically what it means is that you are at the top of the, out of the 500,000 coaches amongst the network, an elite team is basically one of those top, 200 teams. And there's a lot of different components that go into being an elite team. But the bottom line is that in order for us to reach this huge milestone, we have to work together as a team, right? So what does that mean exactly? A lot of what goes into being an elite team, of course, is bottom line, it's about recruiting. It's about, signing people up. It's about working very closely with your team. It's about your activity in terms of, your use of the products, how you're helping your customers get on a variety of the products that we offer. So there's a lot of different pieces of what goes into becoming an elite team. But like I said, always keep in mind that it means working together closely, working with your upline, working with your customers, working with the team as a whole. For me personally, I want to become a 2018 elite coach. And I know, guys, can everybody go on mute, please? I'm sorry, I didn't mute everybody.
Mute, please.
Everybody just has to kind of hit the mute button. And then if you guys want to talk at the end, it's okay.
No problem. All right.
Okay, so for me personally, I want to become a 2018 elite coach. I do know exactly what it entails doing. It does take a lot of work. It is a very high goal to set. However, I'm not afraid to set high goals. And I know that for a lot of us here on this call, we are also aiming to do the same. My thoughts about becoming an elite team or an elite coach, guys, just make sure, please, that everybody's muted. My thoughts about becoming an elite coach or, becoming an elite team is the fact that we are going to be engaging in the activities on a day-to-day basis that are going to help us move our business forward. So whether or not we at elite, this is a really great goal to have. Because if we work towards elite, there's no doubt in my mind that we will advance our businesses, and we will also bring along our team with us. So with that being said, I don't know if I'll check the chat here in a minute, but I think everybody's on. Can everybody still see me? Because I can't see you guys. Maybe it's just the way that I have it set up. Okay, here it goes. All right. Okay. All right. So in order for us to become an elite team, and again, keep in mind that you are also going to be advancing your own business. You have to set a goal and commit to hitting Success Club 5 at least every single month in 2017. What a Success Club 5 means, it means recruiting 3 people a month minimum every single month for 2017. Now, if you want to grow your business at a faster pace, if you want to increase your income, I would aim to recruit 5 people a month. But you have to commit to 3 people at least every single month. Also have to commit to sponsoring at least 3 coaches every month. Now, remember, we can sponsor coaches, we can sponsor customers. A lot of times our customers convert into coaches, or you can just sign someone up and they'll, join us right away as a coach. Either way, make a commitment. 3 coaches a month will help build your business, and will also help the bigger goal of, getting us to that goal. But you have to make a commitment to sponsoring at least 3 coaches a month. So are you committed to setting dedicated business hours and working your business like a business? Now, I'm going to sit with this for a little bit, because I feel like what happens is that a lot of times, a lot of us either have a really hard time disciplining ourselves to treat this like a business. Maybe we've been doing this for some time. Maybe we work from home, and it's sometimes a challenge to shift your mindset from an employee mentality to now a business owner mentality. And that sometimes that will take work, for some of you that maybe have already owned businesses, it might be a little bit easier for you to discipline yourself, but this will take purposeful working on yourself to change your mindset from having business hours with your coaching business. Meaning, if you decide to work it in the evenings, if you have a full-time job, maybe you want to do it first thing in the morning, whatever that is, you have to make a commitment to yourself to set up business hours and work Beachbody like you would your 9 to 5. That's the same exact way. So just like you would show up to your 9 to 5 every day because maybe you'll lose your job, that's how we ask that you show up to your Beachbody business every single day, whether it's 1 hour that you decide to put into it, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. That's something that you're going to determine. That's totally up to you. There are some people that can work their business part-time hours and still build towards a 6-figure business. With that being said, Beachbody does not, what's the saying again? Everything, income is based on your efforts. Beachbody does not guarantee any level of income. Income is based solely on your efforts. Just wanted to put that out there because I did just throw out the phrase 6 figures. But if you are a coach that wants to work towards a 6-figure income, then obviously you would put in more hours. So, that's something that you and your coach can kind of sit down and talk about and figure out. Really, it has to be what works best for you and what is, attainable, what is possible for you. It has to be realistic. So just make sure that you're setting your business hours. That's incredibly important. Okay, so are you willing to do what it takes to create at least 2 new diamonds this year, ending 2017? So I'm talking, I know that a lot of you are like, what is that? if you are just a brand new coach, because I'm pretty sure that we have some fairly new coaches on this call. We have some coaches that are already Star Diamond coaches and Diamond coaches. So we basically have every rank on this call as we speak right now. So what that means exactly is that you're going to advance your business. So if you're an Emerald, if you're a coach, you know, Sally, like I mentioned, I think you're probably one of the newest ones here. I'll talk to you more about that and what that means. But that basically means you're advancing your business and you're helping your team advance their businesses as well. So you have to make a commitment. For those of you that, are part of this and want to move your business forwards, to end the year either as a 1 to a 5-star Diamond coach. Now that is very, very possible and doable. Of course, with the help of us, with the help of your upline, this is a very doable goal. I've known coaches myself that have done this. I myself, that particular year, started the year off as a 1-star Diamond coach, and I ended the year as a 5-star Diamond coach. So it is very, very possible. It's very, very doable if you set your goals, if that is something that you want to accomplish. Advancing your business in rank will help you in terms of growth. That means that you have a team. That means that you're not only reaching your goals, but the team is also, advancing along with you. You have to understand that every individual advancement in your business is also a team advancement. So I always want you to keep that in mind. If you are a new coach, it doesn't mean that you're, that you can't do this, but you will have to work, a lot more. You're going to have to work really, really hard to end the year, as a 1-star or 2-star Diamond coach or even beyond. But it's very doable, guys. Okay. So I really want you to set your goals really, really high. Now, okay. So now it's going to be time to strategize, and I'm going to show you these slides and then kind of leave it open for you guys to ask questions or share any comments. The first thing that I want you all to keep in mind is that you must be coachable. And what does that mean exactly? Coachable, teachable. It means that you always need to stay at a level where your mind is willing to learn. It doesn't matter if you've been in this business for 2 days. It doesn't matter if you've been in this business for 5 or 6 years. This is the type of business that there is constant progress and growth. You have to engage in constant growth and development of yourself. And what that means is that you have to be open to being teachable and coachable. And that's through your upline, that's through the team itself. You always have to be in that constant mode of learning and growing. And if something doesn't work, changing it up, being open to new ideas, connecting with other coaches that are successful on your team. If you see that another coach is doing something and reaching Success Club or whatever that is, maybe that you see that there's growth on their team or they've been doing this for some time, reach out to that person, reach out to your upline, but remain open. You have to understand that it is in our best interest to help you guys advance your businesses. So we are always available. However, you have to remain in that coachable mode your entire career as a Beachbody coach. You're never making too much money or been in this business too long to then, feel like you've done it all or that you know it all. So always remain coachable, guys. Okay. I talked about this earlier. You have to treat this like a business. I know that a lot of us come in here not really knowing. We're not sure. Maybe you come in it at first thinking that you want to do this maybe just part-time or just to take care of your shake, to cover your shake, commissions. And then maybe along the line, you change your mind and you want to maybe, develop this as a business. Whatever that is, you have to treat it like a business. It doesn't matter. Treat this like $1 million business, guys. Like it really, this business can really pay off if you treat it with the respect that it deserves. So setting those business hours, making these commitments to yourself, to the team, understanding that we work as a unit, is really, really important. And when life hits, you have to have that business plan set in place to know that when life hits, you still have to show up to your business, guys. It's really, really important. Number 3 is that you must be willing to get uncomfortable. So what does that mean? That in this business, constantly, every single day, you're going to be doing things that are uncomfortable. I'll just give you an example. Doing these types of team calls didn't really come natural to me in the beginning. I would get incredibly nervous. I wouldn't want to do them. Even just presenting on a team call or presenting in front of people, it was something that was really, really hard for me to overcome. But I still get nervous, but I've been able to do that. I've been able to put myself out there and do things that make me feel uncomfortable, that I don't necessarily want to do. That very thing that you don't want to do is actually the very thing that you should be doing. Posting a video of yourself, getting that transformation picture out there. Maybe it's sending invites and talking to people because that makes you nervous, or you don't want to come across some kind of way. Whatever it is, it's going to be a million things that are going to be put in front of you that are going to make you feel uncomfortable and that you're going to feel like you don't want to do. And that is, you have to make a commitment in order to grow this business, in order to help us get to that next level, to be willing to be uncomfortable, to get uncomfortable and do those very things that you don't want to do. Trust me, it will pay off. Consistency is part of that. So being consistent with that and doing those specific behaviors and things that you maybe necessarily, you might feel like you don't want to do. Sometimes it might even be your workout. Maybe you don't want to get up and do some of your workouts. So the very thing that your mind is telling you not to do, you have to do it. Like, you have to. Number 4, you must connect with your why. Your vision will fuel your passion. And what does that mean exactly? I'm just going to share this because I know we have a lot of new coaches on here. Your why is basically, why is it that you want this business? Why is it important to you? Why is it important to your family? What will the income do for your family? How will that make a difference in your quality of life? However, if you don't have a vision for your life, if you don't have a vision for what that's going to look like, and this is going to take time, guys. This is, for some of you that are newer, this is a kind of, it's a very powerful topic, a very powerful thing here. Your vision will fuel your passion. So what does that mean exactly? That if you don't have vision for your life, you won't feel passionate about working this business. Right? Does that make sense? So if you don't have a vision as to why you want this business, what will it do for your future life? What will it do for your family? How will it enhance your quality of life? If you don't have the vision, it goes side by side. You have to have that passion in order to help you create that vision. Right? And one doesn't work without the other. So, for me, the passion comes from helping people. It comes from being a role model to my kids. It comes from, wanting to show others in my family and that they can live a healthy lifestyle. I'm very passionate about that. I'm really excited about that. Like, I love to see my challengers and my coaches thrive. And I love to be a role model to my daughter. She's like my huge why. She's my biggest reason as to why I want to show her that this is a lifetime. So that's part of my vision. And that is what keeps me going every single day in this business. My vision is huge. Like, for my family, for my income, for, wanting to travel, to wanting to pay off debt. Like, I have so many things that I want to accomplish within the next 5 years. And that's huge. And I'm not afraid to set those goals. So I want you guys, you newer coaches, to really start thinking about that. I'm kind of planting seeds here, okay? Start thinking about what you want your life to look like 5 years from now. And how can Beachbody help you get there? Like, with the income piece of it, right? So if you haven't already done that type of activity or if you haven't really been able to break that down yet with your upline, I really need you guys to connect with your coach. If you feel like your coach, for whatever reason, you don't feel guided or helped, or you feel like, whatever it is, then reach to, or maybe your coach isn't working the business, I'm not sure. But reach out to the next star diamond above that coach. Like, you got to reach out to somebody, guys. Like, you have to. But the first person would be your upline, and make sure that you're connecting with that person, and gladly help you figure this out, because this whole vision piece and your why, that is something that takes time to develop. I think that tends to change throughout the time, throughout your career, because you'll start off wanting a particular thing and maybe having a vision for one thing, and that might change. And that's okay too. But definitely, I want you guys to start to think about that, because that is what's going to help you drive this business, is your vision for your life. And also understanding that this type of business is not something that will develop overnight, that you need to be consistent and you need to give this business time, okay, to grow. And with all of these activities that I laid out for you, daily activities that maybe that you'll be in contact with your coach about and really develop a good plan about, consistency and engaging in those daily activities will definitely help you grow this business over time. Okay. There's a big difference between knowing and doing, guys. So I understand that a lot of this stuff, some of you are probably like, I've heard this before. I know, I was on the Team Eagle call. I hear this from my upline. I read about it, blah, 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 right? I have come to understand that we know a lot of stuff, or we think we know a lot of stuff, but the doing part of this is where the discipline comes in. And the doing piece of this is what sometimes for some of us will take work, intentional, purposeful, hard work on your part to get that discipline in, to actually do these things that you're hearing you should be doing in order to grow your business. That is the piece that I think that a lot of people struggle with. And again, going back to what I said initially, is the whole mind shift, is that the mindset, is the mentality of, I had a boss telling me what to do, to now I am my own boss, because I'm not your boss. Your upline's not your boss. We are here to guide you. We're here to mentor you. But the information that we have access to, we either put it on team pages. We are blessed enough and awesome enough to bring you these types of calls. You have access to so many different calls, National Wake Up Call, Team Eagle calls. We are constantly providing you with trainings and information. There's so much stuff available in your back office. However, I want everybody here to say this in your head if you want, or out loud right now. I am my own boss. I am my own boss, okay? So the whole discipline piece, if you feel that you need help with that, which I'm pretty sure everybody here does, because I still need help with it, you have to reach out to your upline to develop a plan of action. So say this again, guys, there's a big difference between knowing and doing. So the tools that we provide you with, the information that I'm sharing with you here on this call, if you do nothing with it at the end of this call, then it's as if you weren't even on this call, because it's going to mean absolutely nothing if you don't do something with it and implement and create a plan of action. And if that plan doesn't work, then create a new plan and tweak it and figure it out with your upline until you find a good plan that's going to work according to you and your lifestyle and what your goals are in terms of this business. So again, connecting with your coach. You know why I keep emphasizing this is because I noticed that there are some coaches on the team that feel because they've been doing this for some time that they don't need their coach anymore, or maybe they'll go towards other coaches on bigger teams. I'm not sure, but you have to always connect with your coach. Like, you have to. This is the type of business that we've been blessed with upline. We've been blessed with, having access to a lot of information, especially our team. Team Eagle is the bigger umbrella. We are connected to a lot of successful coaches, and we share a lot of information with each other. Also, another piece of this is that a lot of times, when you feel like you're going through something and you think that you're alone and you're embarrassed, and I wonder if this only happens to me, why am I the only one that gets 20,000 no's and only one yes? Because yes, you are going to get a lot of no's. And then you keep that to yourself because you let ego get in the way. You're embarrassed. You don't want to talk about it. You think you can figure it out on your own. Well, guess what? Those are the coaches that burn out. Those are the coaches that I see that have stopped the growth process because they stay to themselves. They think they can figure it out for themselves. They're embarrassed. They don't want to be judged. All this blah, blah stuff, okay? Let that ego, throw that ego out the door right now, guys, okay? Because you're not alone. And whatever you're feeling, I can guarantee you that I'm feeling it, or I have felt it, your upline has felt it, your coach, somebody on your team, somebody has gone through what you're going through right now. Trust me on this. I've been doing this for almost 6 years. You have to trust me on that one. Whenever I talk to a coach that's been hiding out for like 2 months and doesn't want to talk to anybody, when I connect with that coach and I get to understand what they're going through, I'm like, okay. And then I can quickly be like, oh, wow. In my head, I'm like, wow, this other person was going through that as well. Or I can be like, wow, I went through that myself. And we can help each other, guys. Like, we have to stop this mindset of that you think that you can do this alone, because you can't. You can't. You're going to burn out. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to give up. So what I'm saying to you is connect with your coach. When you feel like there's a problem, when you feel frustrated, when you feel like you're doing something and you're for anything, if you have a question, yes, I did previously say that you are your own boss, but at the same time, we're part of a team. So yes, I encourage you to seek out the information, but I also encourage you that don't keep it to yourself. If you feel like you need your upline, connect with them. Like, make sure that you're having weekly calls. If you can't do weekly calls, then do bi-weekly calls. But you gotta make sure that you're talking to your coach at least once, maybe even more times a week. If you're a newer coach, I would say talk to your coach every day. If you're a newer coach, all right? Until you really get an understanding of how this business works, until you feel comfortable. But you really should be connecting to your coach at least once a week. If it's not chat, I prefer phone calls or face-to-face, but that's really, really important. And that is because together, you and your coach and your team will create a plan of action. And together you will be able to create something that you are going to be able to implement, because again, a plan of action is going to go according to your very specific goals and your very specific needs. So, not everybody here works full-time jobs. Some of us are part-time. Some of us work from home. So all of us here have different goals, and we work our businesses very differently, and that's fine. So that's why I'm saying that it's so, so important to connect with your upline so that together you guys can create a good plan, a business plan. When I say plan, I mean business, right? A business plan, and of course, fitness and the vital behaviors, that all falls into that business plan, right? So together, you're going to create a really good, solid business plan of action, and you'll just be ready to implement. Again, keeping in mind that you are part of a bigger mission, a bigger team. So a lot of you see that we're under Team Eagle. Then, comes me, which is Warriors of Fitness. Then underneath, there's different teams. Andrea, Tony, Tanya, everybody's leading. I have a lot of amazing leaders on my team. So we're all, leading our own, and then it goes down even further, which is awesome. I love that. It's beautiful. It means that we're growing. It means that we are hundreds and hundreds of coaches on our team. It's amazing. Team Eagle has 10,000 coaches. Like, that is crazy. Like, we're a huge team. But you always got to keep in mind that you are part of that. So what you do or don't do will definitely impact the team. Definitely. So what does that mean exactly? If you made a commitment to yourself and to your team to work your business, you're going to give it your all, even on days that you don't feel like it, even on days that you feel knocked down, even on days that you feel like everybody's telling you no, you're going to show up to your business, you're going to connect with your upline. So you have to understand that you're part of that. You're a huge component of that. You're a huge piece of that. So when you see, for those of you that see a lot, recently we were congratulating and celebrating a lot of the, we ourselves are an elite team because Sally is my upline. So, her team, which is us, we became part of that elite team. That our volume and our recruiting efforts contributes to that bigger piece of it, right? Is what I'm saying to you. So Sally Almonte is our upline. She became an elite coach. We are an elite team. But remember that we're levels down, right? So I'm sharing that with you because you have to understand that we contributed to that. We either contributed to that or we didn't if we haven't been working our business, right? So I really always want you to keep that in mind. And if you don't understand what I'm saying in terms of the volume, in terms of, recruiting, I'm not talking to brand new coach, but, for those of you that have been doing this, if you're still kind of not having a good understanding of how you earn an income and the whole team volume piece of it, this goes back to my number one here, connect with your coach, okay? Don't be shy and embarrassed if you feel like there's something that you don't understand about the compensation plan, if there's something that you're struggling with in terms of recruiting. However, when your coach gives you an assignment or tries to guide you and suggest something to you, take the advice. You do not have to reinvent the wheel in this business. Take the advice of your upline because for the most part, we know what, we've either made the mistakes or we've tried something and we know what we're talking about. Like I said, we're connected to a lot of resources. Trust your upline team. You got to really trust your upline. So if you have questions about that, please connect with your coach. And then the last piece of this here, the more personally compelling your vision is, the more likely it is that you will act upon it. Now, what does that mean exactly? Yay, there's a lot of us on. So what that means is that your vision has to literally be part of your heart. Like your vision has to be in your face like every single day. It has to be so strong. And I don't want you to be afraid to dream big about the things that you want to see in your life come to fruition in the next 5 years, because it's possible, guys. It's so possible. Your upline, which is like my leaders here, a lot of us are going to be pretty soon partaking in a vision board event, which at some point they will bring to you guys. But I want you to start thinking about that. Guys, is it okay? I feel like I want to give everybody that particular assignment to just write that letter to yourself. Write a letter to yourself, telling yourself, where would you like to see yourself in 5 years? So it's a letter to you. So I see Joanne on the phone, Juliana, Denise, dear Denise, in 5 years, this is what I would like to see. I would like to be living in this house with 5 bedrooms. I would like to see myself with 3 kids, another kid, whatever it is, guys, don't be afraid, write it down, visualize it, and make sure that it's very impactful and that you hold it very, very close to your heart, because this business is driven by vision. Did I stop recording? Oh no. Okay. I stopped sharing, but I didn't stop recording. I'm like, oh. So with that being said, that's all I have tonight. If you guys want to share, or especially you newer coaches here, or anybody has any question that I can maybe answer, you can totally unmute yourself. Did you guys ask questions here in the chat that you wanna, or was just you guys just talking?
Us just talking about the transformation that this business pushes you through and that we've seen you go through, Denise.
We were talking behind her back. Let's just be honest, okay? No, just saying that, for example, I'm Denise's oldest coach here. I've known Denise for the past 5 years. And the person that recruited me in 2012 is not even near. I'm talking about It's like two different people. It's like two different people. The person that recruited me in 2012 and the person that I'm working with and I have as my friend, as my confidant, as my therapist, personal therapist, by the way. Yes, today it's just, and the shift, you can never tell how much you have changed until somebody else really actually acknowledge it for you, because when you're in the process, you're just thinking of everything that you have to work on, but you don't really see it overnight, right? But when others see it in you, it's like me. When I see myself with it, she tells me all the time, and I don't really see it the way she sees it. But I can tell you, it's like day and night with Denise. Her posture, the way she carries herself, the way she talks to people, the way she works her business, the way she pushes us, it's all together. And it's all being thanks to this opportunity, personal development, and most importantly, the fact that she decided to go for it. Because it doesn't matter how much we give you guys. If you don't decide to go for it, that's a personal decision. It won't happen. And that is something that me and her were talking about today, by the way.
Thank you for that. Awesome. I've seen a lot of growth in you guys as well. So, and in a good way. I just feel like, it's an amazing transformation, not just physical, right? It's been like, I don't know where I would be without this opportunity, to be honest. I think I would be like a not a nice person, so I think a lot of us here have really changed in a good, positive way. And I'm just, to me, like this whole elite thing really is about really just driving our businesses forward and having really big goals and working really, really hard and, just being really disciplined about it, So I'm excited because I feel like this is the beginning of the year and I feel like we're off to a good start. And I just look forward to our teams just continuing to grow. And I just think about all these other people that just are waiting for an opportunity like this and that really need this in their lives. And I get excited about that. I get excited about you guys recruiting more people and, and us, like all of us, and just exposing everybody to this opportunity, which to me has been a blessing and to a lot of us. So that's my thing.
I also think that becoming an elite team is a reflection of how much we help people and how much we want to do that. So I think that has to be at the core of it. Because I think if you're, I'll say me, for example, reflecting back when I first started and I wanted to just help as many people as possible and just like tell the world, I still do, but it seemed like it would just like flow out so easy, so naturally. Stay connected to that. Stay thinking about that while you do what you do, and being yourself, real and honest, and becoming elite will happen, I feel.
I definitely appreciate you sharing that because absolutely, like we can never ever lose sight of that. And I like what you just said about keeping it fresh. Like I think I don't know who I was talking to, but I get excited when my girls get like results from the 3-day cleanse. Like I'm like, yes, like that's what I mean. Like we have to keep it fresh. We have to always keep that in the forefront that we're here helping change, people's lives. We really do. We are really like, we're life changers. And just that feeling of empowering somebody and helping somebody feel good about themselves. Like that's an awesome feeling. And that always has to be fresh. Like if we lose passion for that, then this business just will no longer work for you. If we lose that passion for helping people, absolutely. Absolutely. So if you lead, we have a lot of pearls here. Like if you lead, with your heart, and that's kind of what your driver is, your motivator is helping others. And that's awesome. And always keep that fresh and always keep that in the forefront, because once you start thinking dollars and money and it's just not going to work. If you lead with that, with that heart of service is what I like to call it. The income will come. Absolutely. It'll follow. Right. So that's where that goal comes from, of minimum of 3 people a month, that every single one of us has to like team no sleep until minimum 3 people a month. Seriously. That's how I've been able to drive my business for the past 47 months I've been in Success Club, 48 months. I've not missed a month because I won't sleep until I'll figure somebody's getting signed up. Someone's grandmother, the neighbor, somebody at the laundromat, one of my aunts. If I'm at Success Club 3 or 4 and I need a person, I'm going to find a person. They will get signed up. And that's how I drive my business. And in terms of that too, like always, like set your goal to hit Success Club by mid-month. Because once you hit Success Club by mid-month, you're not, anything after that, you're just getting those people prepared for the following month. So start to get yourself into that pattern to like give yourself a goal. Success Club 10, I'm by the 10th of the month or the 15th of the month, I will be at Success Club, like Success Club 5, right? So that's kind of a good goal to have, and you get it going now, like, cause if you guys are already into that, into your and sending your invites daily and everything like that. I mean, it'll kind of work itself out. All right. Well, thanks for being on. I know it's late, but I figured 8 o'clock instead of 9, right? We used to do our calls at 9, but I'm kind of tired at 9 o'clock at night. I'm sorry. Unless I have a shot of espresso or something. Hi, Joanna. It's nice to see your pretty face. I like her pictures, her like selfie pictures with the muscles, and she's all,
You guys get to see her transformation Tuesday photo today?
I saw her.
That's what I'm talking
I couldn't
about.
even believe that was you. Didn't even.
Yeah, that was the girl that came to me.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And that is what I wanted to actually emphasize a little bit on, and I won't go over because I want to go live at 9 o'clock. So I'm going.
All right, go live
now.
Yeah.
I don't think that we actually give ourselves enough credit, and we believe ourselves how much of a power our transformations and our sharing our lives does have for someone else. There's so many people watching you there and just keeping it quiet, waiting for you probably to reach out to them because they are just afraid, because they're afraid of judgment. You don't know what goes on in somebody else's mind, but believe in the power of your transformation. Believe, and not the one that happens physically, but the one that happens internally. And embrace that every single day, because thanks to Denise, I am here. Thanks to me being here, a lot of you are here. And it's a sequence. And think about that. Think about, oh my God, if it wasn't because my coach said yes to her coach, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't even know about this program. And then if it wasn't because I made the decision, I wouldn't be helping those people. And that is powerful. Even if people quit, even if people give up, that's not on you. It is powerful because out of all those people, there will be that little group that will become part of you, that will become your tribe. And that's the one that you have to continue to push forward. But that is so powerful. I was a person that never believed that I had the ability to inspire anybody because I had no belief in myself, because I thought I was a loser, because I thought I was a failure. That was me. And now I believe in that because I have been able to transform many women's lives. Even if they're not in my challenge group anymore, at least they can remember that I did something for them. And that is something that we don't really take that serious. And I wanted to share that because it's something that I have connected so deeply now after I was facing my challenges. And I said, I can't walk away from this because this has saved me. So that's going to keep me from saving myself again and also providing the same tools to others to save themselves. So that to me is extremely meaningful. Obviously, everybody has their different perspective about it, but that's basically what it has taken me. That's why I am so grateful for this opportunity. It's not even the physical thing. It's more internal than anything, in honesty.
Thank you for sharing that. I definitely agree. Definitely agree. Always take it back to that we have a lot to offer. We have a lot of value in our stories. Stories are very powerful. Get to know each other's stories. I know we have newer coaches here. Like Sally was with me some time ago and lost 30 pounds. And, you know, she came back a year later because she realized that she needed to be part of this, you know. But, you know, Juliana, like a lot of us here are newer, and get to know each other's stories, because stories are very valuable. And that is what people connect with. So that's a good point. Appreciate that. And congratulations, Joanna, for your transformation. And Sally recently lost, just in this past month, 17 pounds, right? Did awesome. In her first 30 days.
17 inches.
Oh, 17 inches. That's a lot. Well, she put her picture in the group too. You guys gotta look for her. She did really great. She did great. Absolutely great.
Thank you.
All right, ladies. So, hi, Susan. For those of you that came on a little later, I've recorded this call. So as soon as it's available, I'll post the link. Great call. Thank you so much for being on. I definitely encourage, for those of you that didn't watch, to go back. And for those of you that have people on your team that could not be on, please share the link with them, okay? Make sure you tag them on the link. All righty, go do your live, girl. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye.
Oh, somebody took a picture, right? Oh,
Damn!
are you serious? Oh, no. I'm sure somebody did. All right, good night.